It's time for Ryan's Roses. It's time for Ryan's Roses. So here we go. Listen to the email and let's see where this goes. But it comes from Hacienda Heights, and she says, it's Carmen. She says, Dear Ryan and Sissany, my husband has been home more lately. Suddenly his work hours have changed and he doesn't seem happy about it. He sneaks off to make weird calls, and he often says, I may need to run out. Now, I've gone over it all in my head, and here's what I came up with. He's seeing someone either at work or elsewhere, and I think the circumstances have changed. Maybe they don't work together anymore, or maybe she has a husband, and he became suspicious. So his routine changed, and let me grab Carmen. Carmen, thanks for coming on. So to draw this conclusion, I feel like you would have already to have felt something wrong in your relationship to even think that this might be what's happening. Is that true?
No, I mean, I didn't think anything was wrong in our relationship. It's more his behavior and how drastic he's just kind of changed, and he's acting erratic, and, you know, he seems really unhappy.
Wow.
He's unhappy when he's with you.
Well, his hours suddenly changed at work. I'm unclear as to really why. He didn't even ever really explain that. So all of a sudden, he's home a lot more during the day. And when he's home, he's snappy and just generally seems miserable.
So that's what we're trying to get you. So he wasn't home a lot because you think he was doing something not only at work, but with somebody at work.
Well, he sneaks off, and, he'll get a phone call.
He leaves?
Yeah, he'll get a phone call, and then he'll be like, I have to go, and he'll run out. And when he looks at his phone, I could tell if I'm in the room, he looks at it, in a way that I can tell that he's trying to hide something. I mean, I've been married to the man 17 years. You know a person when you know a person, and I know him, and something's up. So I don't know. I have created a lot of scenarios in my head. If he's been seeing somebody at work, coworker, receptionist, and I don't know, maybe she's married and her husband found out about it, and so now he's
SOL.
Freaking out. I mean, that's the one scenario I have of like 10 in my head. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, take a breath. We're going to come back. We'll call him. It makes me think already something was wrong if she has 10 scenarios.
I know.
Right? You're not having a good relationship and then you draw these 10 conclusions. I don't think. All right. Let's make the call next. We've got Carmen on the line. Carmen is married and her husband is home more often and he's in a bad mood about it. She thinks that it's because he had a relationship with somebody else who has since left his office. Her husband found out about it. Something has changed.
Right.
Something where he was occupying his time and his happiness has changed. And now he's home, and she thinks it was somebody else, that he was cheating with somebody else that's no longer around. So we're going to make the call. All you need to do, Carmen, is say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call, find out what's going on.
Sisney's going to offer him some roses, and then we want to find out who he sends them to and what he puts on the card emotionally, specifically what kind of detail we get from that. So good luck, okay?
Thanks.
Be very quiet. We're calling now, okay?
Hello?
Hi, is this Brian?
This is.
Hi there, my name is Brittany. I'm calling from Pretty Petals. We're a brand new flower shop here in Hacienda Heights. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So the reason I'm calling is because we're offering a chance for local residents to send free flowers to anybody that they'd like today. You can actually send these to anyone, and they're absolutely free. No cash, credit card info, anything is needed. We're just trying to promote our business.
Okay, cool.
Great. So is this something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. I just need the name of the person you would like to send. And it's actually a dozen red roses that you would be sending today. So what's the name of the person?
Okay, great. Send them to Isabel.
Isabel. Okay. And what would you like to put on the note?
Say, I need you to reconsider. I'm not ready for this to be over.
Need you to reconsider. I'm not ready for this to be over. Okay. I'm going to sign Love Brian or...
Yeah, how about just XOXO, Brian?
Okay.
Brian, your voice is being broadcast on the radio. We have your wife, Carmen, on the line. And you just asked a woman named Isabella to reconsider. You're not ready for it to be over. XOXO, Brian. Can you explain that to your wife?
Wow, Brian. Wow. After 17 years of marriage, I want to know what's going on, and I want you to tell me the truth. We have 3 children together. Whatever it is, just be a man and be honest about it. Right
Okay,
now.
hold on a second. Carmen, what is this? Are you kidding me?
This is you acknowledging what's been going on. What I've known is clearly going on. This is you just admitted it. So now come on with it.
You really want to do this on the radio like this?
I want to do it on the radio. And I want you to be truthful. Who is Isabel, Brian?
Obviously, I didn't want this to go down like this. This is something that's been going on for a little while, and it's been really plaguing me, if I'm honest. And I obviously wanted to tell you, I wanted to be honest with you, but I didn't know how to do that, and I certainly didn't think that it would happen like this. But I mean, we're having a conversation, so
You love her, and you've been having an affair.
I've been having an affair. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I love her. I mean, obviously we have, I love you. We have kids together.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
But
I appreciate you acknowledging it and being honest with me, and that's fine. We're going to take the step forward, and I will be gone by the end of
Carmen,
today.
do you know who Isabel is?
No, I don't know who Isabella is.
Brian, how long has this been going on?
this has been going on for at least half a year.
And why do you say she should reconsider? What is she? What's she doing?
Well, I mean, I just want her to hear me out. I want her to hear the whole story, and I promise to be honest and candid about everything. And
Does she not know about your wife?
she does. She is in a relationship of her own, so it complicates things a bit.
Gosh.
No worries. There's no relationship anymore. You don't have a wife anymore, Brian, so you're free to go do whatever you want to do. 6 months ago, whenever this began with her, is when you should have left us. You should have left your family then. You shouldn't have embarrassed them this
Carmen,
way.
It's not that simple. I mean, we have an entire history together. We can't just erase it.
You decided to ruin that.
What are you talking about? You sound delusional.
Like, I never had feelings for other people, or I never imagined my life with other people. Brian.
Really? Okay. You've never done that? You've never done that, really?
Done what you just said that you've been doing, I've never done, because I care about our family and our children. And I've never.
I do too. I do too, Carmen, but sometimes life happens,
No, you don't. And that's okay. Like I said, I will be gone by the end of today. You are free to go do whatever it is you want to do.
Why do you have to be gone, Carmen? Kick him out.
Let's just, okay, can we just, I don't know who these people are who are on the phone with us. Can we talk separately about this?
Yeah, you guys should talk about it. Carmen, your instinct was almost, I'm looking at your email, was almost right on about what was going on.
I knew it.
Well, I'm going to let you guys go. And Carmen, I'm sorry. Your feeling was right about this. Thank you for reaching out to us. That was tough.
Hurts.
Right?
Really hurts.
I think, well, look, we'll come back in a second, but I think Carmen, I feel like she was prepared for that outcome.
She was very
right?
calm in a weird
she
way.
was prepared for that. That's basically what she said she thought was going on. It's almost like she prepared herself for that.
Wow.
I do want to bring you up to speed on this Ryan's Roses. If it's the first minute that you've gotten here, we did have a call, and it's really interesting what's coming in because Palmdale is saying, I appreciate that he admitted having that affair. We're going to go to that call in a second. Also, Eddie, he's in Ranch Cucamonga. He's with his coworkers, and they have a theory. And I love a group study on this and then a materialized theory out of it.
Yes.
So that's happening. But just so you know the context of it, Carmen reaches out to us. And you know what I'm thinking about here and what strikes me, Sissany, is that Carmen, in her blood, in her heart, in her brain, she knew this was going on.
Yeah.
And so she was almost prepared for confirmation to then make the exodus.
I thought it was kind of crazy that she had already created this scenario, and I was like, oh, she's just creating it, but it actually was
Well,
the
she
truth.
was right on. She was right on. So her husband is Brian, and he had been at the house a lot, and she thought that was strange because normally he was away. Anyway, she thought, okay, well, wait, he's here a lot. He must have been out, not working so much, but with someone else. And they must have broken it off, and that's why he's back here. I mean, it was a roundabout theory, but it turned out to be accurate. So we offer him the roses. He wants to send them to Isabel with a note that says, I need you to reconsider. I'm not ready for this to be over. So his wife saw him around more often and thought, wait a minute, he's not acting right. I'll bet he was away because he was with somebody else, and now they're not together anymore. And that's exactly what happened. So we offer him the roses. He sends them to Isabel, and everything that she believed was happening. Listen.
You don't have a wife anymore, Brian, so you're free to go do whatever you want to do. 6 months ago, whenever this began with her, is when you should have left us. You should have left your family then. You shouldn't have embarrassed them this
Carmen,
way.
it's not that simple. I mean, we have an entire history together. We can't just erase it.
You decided to ruin that.
What are you talking about? You sound delusional. And now he's respecting the history that they got together in that moment. So let me grab Brandy first, because Brandy is in Palmdale, and she appreciates that Brian has admitted to having the affair. But what else, Brandy?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I appreciate that he's admitted to having an affair because it's going to make Carmen's job so much easier. But when he said that it wasn't that easy for him to just up and leave his wife, that was genuine. Because he loves his wife. He's just not in love with his wife. He's in love with Isabel.
Okay, but
He wants
now,
to have his cake and eat it too.
But he should have, before he even put the batter in the bowl, he should have said, he should have just had a conversation. If Brandy's right, he should have just said, hey, look, I love you, but I'm losing the in love part.
Yeah,
and either we work it out or we don't.
worked on it. Yeah.
Right.
He should have, but most people aren't going to do that. They think they can do both, and that's what he thought he could do with both. But his wife, like she said, she knew him, so that's why she knew this was going on. But she's crazy as HE double hockey sticks if she leaves her house with her 3 kids and does not put that man out instead.
Yeah. And she's crazy as what?
Hell. HE double hockey sticks.
HE double hockey sticks. HE double hockey sticks.
Double hockey sticks. I love your parent protecting the show right now. I'm going to. I'm going
to keep that one in the back burner. That's a good one.
Child-proof the show.
You're about to have twins, so you got to have all those different things so you can cuss without cussing.
Yeah. No. Can you give me any more that we can use on the air?
Well, we say poop on a stick a lot in place of, the S word.
Poop on a stick.
You're like, oh, well, that's poop on a stick,
I like it. But now I feel like kids would repeat poop on a stick. HE double hockey stick. That's a little more confusing.
They repeat that one because they think it's funny because it's a hockey stick. But poop on a stick, they might repeat it, but they don't really know what it means. So
Okay,
get a little-
I don't even know if I know what it means.
You know what it means because you're grown, so it's okay.
Well, I mean, if you see me in person, I don't know. All right, well, thanks, Brandy. We big hug you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Okay,
Bye.
you too. Bye.
Bye.
H-E double hockey
I know,
stick.
that's all
It's
I
the
took away
greatest
from that.
invention of my 15-year broadcast career.
You know what I'm stuck on?
I'm wondering. I'm looking at your face. What is it?
What I never understood the have your cake and eat it too. Because if you're having a cake, aren't you eating it too? Am I the only one?
Actually, Tanya may have a good point
you
on
actually
this.
do bring up a good point.
So
Wow.
you wanted to have your cake and eat it too. And if someone gives you your cake, they give it to you to not eat. They give it to you to eat.
If you're having cake, you're eating
Why
it.
don't you? Would you research the root of that?
Sure. Sissy just
We'll
said
come
it,
back.
and I really got thrown off.
I like it. So you research that
Okay.
search. We're going to come back also with Eddie, who has an office theory. Eddie, are you there?
I'm here, Ryan.
Okay, don't move. I need you to hang because I've got to hear your office theory in Rancho. Thank you. I got Eddie on hold with the conspiracy theory about the roses. James, though, in Sherman Oaks. What do you mean we got played?
Seriously, from the time that this thing started, something did not sound right. Her entire reasoning for calling seems off. I mean, any other call that you guys have ever had, they're calling in while the affair is going on. They've had some doubts or whatnot. So if she's had doubts or whatever, and she didn't call, that means that she played this from the very get-go. This was a setup. Nothing about it sounded kosher. Her reaction to everything was just way too calm. She's probably literally had her bags already packed and out the door already. She might even have somebody waiting for her, but none of this sounded right. The whole thing
So
sounded like a setup.
so meaning he did cheat or he didn't cheat?
No, either he did cheat, and this is her way of basically use you guys as her exit strategy, or the whole thing is bogus. I lean more towards that, the whole thing being bogus, simply because I mean, in all of the calls that you guys have are usually, and I listen. No, my wife and I listen to you guys all the time. The wife is always calling in because she suspects something is going on. Because the husband is away, not because he's there more. Symphony wouldn't be complaining if Michael was spending more time with her. That would be the last thought that she would have, would be that he's having an affair. That was
Unless she's paranoid. I wonder if look, you may be right because we're in a vacuum taking these calls all the time. But James, thank you. I have Eddie with a theory from the whole office. But James, before I do that, will you just do me a favor? Because your voice is rocking my core. Would you say 102.7 KISS FM?
102.7 KISS FM.
Eddie, thanks for holding in Rancho. So you in the office, you've got a theory about this Ryan's Roses?
Absolutely.
Tell me.
So there is no possible way on earth that after 17 years, a woman would just say, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving. So, she's for sure taking 2 slices of cake elsewhere. There's no way that he's the only one at fault
So
here.
you think her calm, poised reaction was a result of her previously cheating?
I think she, for sure. That's why when he said, are we really going there? She's for sure had affairs in the past and, cheated on him. There's no way.
I like the way you psychoanalyze this. Where do you work? For whom do you work for and with?
I'd like to tell you I'm some type of counselor, but I'm not. We're a construction company, and every morning we listen in to you guys, and it's our therapy.
Well,
Hi, Ryan.
hi.
That's so awesome.
No, you know the architecture and construction of a relationship. I mean, this is
I'll tell you what, I know that you can't build a house without a foundation.
That's
and
right.
Yeah.
there we go. This thing's done.
You are
She's
the
been
brick
cheating
to
on
my
him
mortar.
for a while as well. They're not good for each other. They're done.
How many people in the office there?
There's 12, and about 6 of them are jumping around in the background right now. Happy as can be.
You guys are the best. Thanks for listening to us. Take care, okay?
You got it, Ryan. Thank you.
Later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
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 Okay, Carol.
Yes.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
You can't have it anymore once it's eaten. So if you eat your cake, you can no longer have it. So that's why you can't do both.
So you're supposed to stare at it?
I'm sorry?
You're supposed to just stare at it?
Yeah.
We're confused by this because what Tanya was saying that she doesn't understand the phrase because the guy, we were saying this, Brian, wanted to have his cake and eat it too in the relationship. Right. Tanya said, hold up, wait a minute, let me put some boom in it, and which we should search the origin of that as well, but I think it's a cheer from my junior high days.
Yeah, I don't think that's like widely known.
Have your cake and eat it too. So if Sissany gives me a cake, I have my cake. Now,
yes.
If I don't eat it, she's going to be offended that I don't eat it.
But if you don't eat it, then you still have it.
It has nothing to do with that. Exactly. It has to do with one or the other. If you want to have it, you can't eat it.
No, but if I have it,
you can no longer have it.
Well, why would I let it go stale?
It has something to do with the French and Marie Antoinette, and I don't know exactly the origin.
She's going biblical dates. She's going way back, Marie Antoinette and before. Take it to Mesopotamia. Let's go back to the days of aqueducts and cakes and eating it too. All right. Well, we love you for listening to us, Carol. Thank you for explaining that.
Love you guys too.
All right.
All right.
I'm equally. Have a good morning. If you give me a cake and I don't eat it, I feel like that's the offensive act.
I know, I agree.
But if I have my cake and I keep having my cake and I don't eat it, that's great, but my cake eventually goes bad. So that's bad. So if I have my cake and I eat it too, it seems like the good result.
Apparently it's not.
Well, let's not
gone.
cry over spilled milk here.
Oh, jeez. What does that mean?
Well, that is, if you spill your milk, it's not that big of a deal, so don't cry. And so that my mother, she would know. I may have to find her about the cake because she might have a good explanation of the cake. Hi, Jen. How are you in West Hollywood?
I'm good. How are you, Ryan?
I'm good. We just heard that Ryan's Roses call, and people are having a hard time understanding how she was so calm and transactional in reacting to her husband having this extramarital affair. What's your view?
Well, I think that sometimes women, we have this intuition when our partners are cheating on us, and to me it sounded like she had already sort of come to terms with it, and she just wanted that confirmation by doing the Ryan's Roses call. But, I mean, I've had situations where I've been dating someone, and, I remember this one guy, he had a girl post on his Facebook wall, and I just was immediately suspicious, and I felt crazy about it, and by the time I confronted him about it, I was right, first of all. Second of all,
I get it.
By that point, because I accepted it already.
I get that. But to your point, there's a nucleus of intuition.
There really is.
That is within the epidermis of individuals that can suss this stuff out, and they've got this remarkable telekinetic, whatever radar, where they do say, if I start thinking of someone, they might call. They do say there's your inners are able to detect things. It sounds like that's what she did with this, because otherwise you can't take it like that. Jen, I'm all worked up. All right, thanks for calling.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Brian.
Right, my shirt's coming out untucked. My hands are in the air. It's time for Ryan's Roses. Let's go. Dear Ryan and Sissany, it's time for Ryan's Roses. We had planned a trip to Mexico for all of us to visit my grandparents. My kids have never been to Mexico, so this is a very special trip. A few weeks ago, my husband said he no longer wanted to go. I was upset, but I booked the trip without him regardless. Then, this is where I lost it. He did not have anything planned for Mother's Day. When I told him that my feelings were hurt, he said, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I don't have time to be thinking about Mother's Day. He's never talked to me this way. Something's going on. Clearly, it's Brianna and Walnut. Clearly, something's going on. Brianna, thank you for coming on. A couple questions for you. How long have you been married to him?
6 years.
This shift in engagement in the relationship, this shift in emotion and his shift in behavior, he says he's got a lot on his plate. What does he mean?
I have no idea. We've had, our youngest is 3 years old, so it's not like we have a new baby or something. Our family's been our family now for 3 years. And, that was probably the biggest stress is just, having kids. But I don't know. Nothing he's shared with me anyway, but I started noticing it a couple months ago.
His lack of understanding and seeing things from your point of view, especially this trip being a big deal for everybody, it's alarming. I agree with you. Something's wrong, and something, either he is like resentment for something, or he's distracted by something. We need to find out what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me sick. I almost don't want to know.
Well,
But
we can
I
stop
can't go
too
like
if you
this.
don't.
No, we need to do it. I know this is the right thing to do, but I almost don't even want to know.
I understand that. I think most people in this situation feel that same way before we make these calls. So, Brianna, hang on 1 second. We're going to literally come back and do it, okay?
Okay, thanks, Brian.
You're welcome. Now, Brianna's on the line, married 6 years, planned a trip to Mexico to visit her grandparents with the kids. Big deal, special trip. Then her husband says, I can't go. Red flag. Then for Mother's Day, he didn't plan anything. And when she said that hurt her feelings, he said, I've got a lot on my plate right now. I don't have time to be thinking about Mother's Day. Another red flag. I think she's right. Something's wrong. Now, is it just that they've been married 6 years and he's going through a lull, right? An ebb? Or is it that he's distracted by someone else? Or what is it? Brianna, we are going to call him. I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then his name on Kiss FM. Go ahead.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
We're going to call him now. I need you to stay very quiet until I tell him he's on the air, okay?
Okay.
Patty will offer him some roses. We'll find out who he sends them to and then what kind of emotion there is when he writes on a card, all right?
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Brianna.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Steve?
Yeah, who is this?
Hi, Steve. My name is Charlotte. I'm calling from Royal Flowers here in Walnut.
Wait, why are you calling?
I'm calling because you've been chosen to receive a free dozen roses, and they're completely free.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're calling about roses?
Yes, I'm calling because you're able to receive a free dozen roses today. It's a very limited promotion that we have here today.
Why are they free?
They're free because I believe you opted to receive discounts and promotions online the last time you made a purchase on Amazon.
Huh. Okay.
And you can send them to whoever you want today at no cost to you. I just need the name of the person you want to send them to on a quick note, and they get delivered today before lunchtime.
It's like a dozen roses?
They're a dozen, yes, 12.
Okay.
And they can be either red or white. You can choose.
Let's do red, and then send them to, her name's Mira.
And what do you want to put on the note?
I want to put I can't stop thinking about you.
I can't stop thinking about you, and you want that song.
Steve, your voice is being broadcast on the radio. We have your wife on the line, Brianna. I need you to know your voice is on the air. We have your wife on the phone. Who is Mira?
What's going on?
What is going on, Steve?
What is happening? Say something.
Brianna, is this you? Wait.
What is happening, Steve? Who's Mira? I can't believe this is happening. Hello?
Steve, you are on the phone with your wife. You just sent roses to Mira saying, I can't stop thinking about you, yet you can't remember Mother's Day for your wife. What's going on?
Are you there?
Brianna, what do you want me to say?
No.
What do you mean? Tell me something. I have no idea what's happening.
Listen, I don't want to do this here.
What do you mean it's happened?
I don't want to do this here right now,
How
okay?
can you do this to our kids?
Listen.
Why aren't you saying anything? You haven't told me anything. How long has
talk about. We'll talk about this, Bree. We can talk about this.
We're talking about it now. Tell me how long this has been going on. Please tell me, Steve. What did I do?
No.
What did I do?
I'm not. I don't want to talk about this right now, Bree.
Do you care about our kids? Oh my God, I feel so sick. I knew it.
Steve, how long has this been going on with Mira?
I don't want to talk about this right now.
You have to talk about it.
Why do we have to?
I'm in this marriage too. I'm in this marriage too. You don't get to just make decisions like that just ruin our whole marriage, our family. We have 2 little kids. They're so little.
Listen, we'll talk about this, okay, Bree? We can.
I don't trust you. I want you to talk about it now when you're on the spot. Cause
when I get home, we can talk about
Steve.
No,
Steve,
I don't want.
Listen to your wife. You just told your wife you're having an affair with another woman. She wants you to answer some questions. So answer some questions, Steve.
I want to know. I need to know how long. My God, my gut told me this.
How long, Steve?
It's been a few weeks.
Steve, why did you pull out of going on this trip with your wife and your family to Mexico?
Because we had plans, okay?
What's wrong with what? What is
we?
Let's talk about this somewhere else, okay? I don't want to do this right now. This isn't the place.
This is the place, and I get to call the shots because you're the one who messed up. I get to say because you gambled our family.
Bree, come on. Let's just talk about this.
I can't believe this is happening. What do you mean, come on?
Let's just talk about this when I get home.
How do you think I feel? Try to put yourself in my place. Try to imagine.
I'm sorry,
oh my God. What have I done? Why have I sacrificed my life to you? You are a piece of... I won't say it. Oh my God. I can't believe this is real.
Steve, what is it that you're going to magically say tonight when you get home?
Well, I'll at least be able to see her in person, you know? I can try...
Oh my God. That makes me feel so angry. I don't want to see you at our home. Did you guys do anything in our home?
No.
Oh my God, I'm gonna vomit.
Right, Steve, I'm hanging up on you. Yeah. I'm Brianna.
I know that my reaction, but I am grateful. This is just hard.
We understand. I wanna have you hold on for a second. Okay, I want to have you hold on for a second.
Okay.
I mean, he said, "Are you?" I want to know. So, actually, before you hold on, I want to know something.
Yeah.
Are you going to see him and talk to him in person?
I mean, we have kids. I want to just never see him again. I can't even tell you how much I want to say really awful words right now, but I won't for many reasons. I know you can't air them, but also I don't want my kids to ever hear me say stuff like that. And that makes me realize that they're the number one story.
Well, that's it.
And so I can't. Of course, I'm going to see him, and I just have to put it into a different compartment of my life. I don't know. I don't know if I don't imagine we would be able to come back from this, but I would try for my kids, and that's something I would never say before kids, but they're such good people, and I want them to have good lives and be able to grow up with their dad in their life, because I think he's a good person, but he just made a really, really bad choice.
Well, it sounds like you are... I mean, he's so lucky to have met you, and
but then what did I do wrong?
Well, actually, you said that, and it struck me, and it it bothered me that you said that, because it's not what you did wrong. Listen to this man and how he's treating you and how he's disrespecting your commitment and your kids and your family.
No, you're right,
but so don't ask yourself, what did you do wrong? Don't even put that in your head. I know a lot of things are rushing through your mind. So let's, Brianna, just hold on. I want to put you on hold for 1 second, okay? We're going to talk to you off the air for a minute, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, of course. Hold on 1 second. I want to go to this Ryan's Roses because we have very few times on this show had so many calls come in, a surge of calls so fast that the phones crash, and they did. They're back up now, but we had a surge of calls come in about this because it was one of the more difficult roses, I think, to listen to. And I'll tell you what struck a lot of people calling in right now. First of all, her husband, Steve, admitted that he's having an affair. He sent the flowers to another woman. He wrote, "I can't stop thinking about you" on the card, and he admitted to it. Yeah. They've got kids. They're married. And she broke down. But then she said something that was really difficult to hear. And I think that's what sparked a lot of instant surge in the calls. And she said to him, "What did I do wrong?"
Yeah.
Like, she immediately placed the blame on herself. And it hurt when I heard that. Here's part of the call.
Please tell me, Steve. What did I do?
No.
What did I do?
I don't want to talk about this right now, Bree.
Do you care about our kids?
It's painful to hear. And he says, "I don't want to talk about it now. Let's talk about it later." Well, I don't like that, because what is he going to say later? He's going to come up with some sort of an excuse. Yeah, they're married. Okay, they can talk, but it worries me a little bit. Carmen is on the line this morning. So, Carmen, let's try and be helpful here, right? Let's try and be helpful, because I know that she is still listening.
Okay.
You were in this situation, okay? What advice do you have?
Well, first of all, the whole thing with her asking herself or asking him what she did wrong, that breaks my heart for her, because when that happened to me, I asked myself the same thing, and I stayed in a relationship for 10 years trying to figure out how I could make it better. And honestly, she's worth everything. Her peace of mind, knowing that she should be loved and respected and treated kindly. He sounded so angry, and they have stuff to work through, and anything can be worked through, but not at the cost of her, not at the cost of her. I just don't get that. I feel so bad for her.
So you stuck it out for 10 more years. If you could go back, would you have just left or done everything you could have to leave? So do you think she should, although it'd be tough, he's so dismissive towards her too.
Well, that's my issue, is that he sounds so angry, and it struck a chord with me, because that's what my ex sounded like. He was so mad and so, like, checked out, and like I had done something wrong.
Well, she's worried about the kids and the family here, but is it more toxic and destructive to stay with someone that's treating you like that? Because eventually it comes out. I mean, your kids, they're smart. They feel it. They see it.
But listen, you can have a mommy and a daddy in two different homes that have a great relationship, that have a great co-parenting technique, and then you can have a relationship where you're with somebody that is toxic. So you really have to look at the situation. This right now, the way it sounds, doesn't sound like it'd be good for the kids at all. Yeah. I'm not saying leave him immediately. I'm not saying make a decision right now, but also don't go talk to him and let him win you over and, "Oh, I'm sorry." I don't know what he's going to say.
I worry because she's hurt emotionally, and I worry about what he might come in and say and her reaction to it, because she's so emotional and this is just so new. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you giving that insight. Let me jump to Ron, actually, in Anaheim. So, Ron, you heard all of this. What's your take?
I like I said, I broke down for her too. Like, I totally understand where she's coming from. People go through hardship, and her to blame herself, as soon as she said that, "Oh, what have I done?" and he just stayed silent, like, he's a coward. She needs to think about her kids and move on and stop wasting any more of her relationship with him. And he's going to come up with an excuse, and he is going to wait till later, and then she's going to take him back. And She needs to be strong and be there for her kids and just move on.
And I think be with a sister or a best friend or a parent, somebody now who she can lean on and talk to. Ron, thanks for calling. This has been one of the, like I said, the surge of calls, one of the quickest, most fiercest responses to Ryan's Roses we've ever done. We're trying to balance all the incoming calls. Amy, you heard this, and you're a mother, right?
I am. I have 2 small kids as well.
So what is your view? You can understand this maybe better, certainly better than I, and maybe better than a lot of people. What would you say to her if you were good friends with Brianna and she came to you with this? What would you tell her?
I would just hug her, and I would tell her, just take a deep breath and just think this through and be angry and go through the emotions. But you got to just give it time. And I want her to know that I know all the moms that were listening just broke our heart, and she's a strong woman and probably an amazing mom, and that she's going to be okay, but she needs to not take everybody else's advice, maybe listen to them, but she needs to do what she needs to do for herself and not think of, oh, what if this, what if that.
I mean, this guy pulled out of the family vacation to spend time with the other woman, pulled out of being with the kids and the family to spend time.
It's bad.
I mean, you got to think through what that says, what that symbolizes, what that means. Thank you very much, Amy, for listening to us. Patty, I see you listening to these calls with a look on your face. I'm really curious to hear what you think about this and what advice you would give. You're really good at advice in some of these situations, and I want to get that in a second. So, Patty, we'll come back to you. We had a Ryan's Roses, and it was a very emotional Ryan's Roses, a lot of show support for Brianna. Here's the quick on it. She married to a guy, Steve. They've got kids. He's been disappearing. He bailed on the family vacation, and it's uncool in every way. And then we get him on the phone, and he sends roses to another woman. He admits having an affair, but he says, I want to talk about this. Let's talk later. Let's talk tonight. And she started blaming herself, and that broke a lot of people's hearts. What did I do wrong? Tell me, what did I do? And that's what got a lot of people to call in. Now, she was in tears. She was broken over it, obviously. But she said that she would consider taking back or listening to him and staying in this because they've got kids, which is understandable. However, a lot of moms who have been through just what she's going through have called in to say, it may not be the best idea for your kids to stay with him, even though you think you're doing it for your kids.
Right.
Now, Jessica, her parents went through this. She is one of those kids. So, Jessica, what would you say? You lived through this in Reseda. Go ahead.
Hi. I just wanted to say hi, everybody. But what I usually don't call in because, everybody makes good points. But that really struck a nerve with me because as growing up, I see, my dad just not being nice to her. It wasn't a loving relationship. And then years later, when I grew, when I was a teenager, I found out that she stayed because of me. And it hurt me so much because, I didn't want to cause my mother pain.
Right.
And then years later, I happened to be pregnant, and I stayed with the guy for a little bit because, I wanted to do it for my little girl. And then I realized, what am I doing? I'm making the same mistake as she did, and I don't want to put my little girl through this. So, I left him, and now I'm in a wonderful relationship that I don't regret, and they have a wonderful family. They welcome my daughter with arms, and that's what I want my daughter to see.
I'm so glad you decided to call in, because I think it's really important to hear that point of view. I'm thinking about it, Jessica. If she's trying, and you're just like your mom, if she's trying to stay with him for the kids, but yet he treats her disrespectively, dismissively, kids see that, and God forbid they see that and think that's okay and treat people in their lives like that when they grow up. And
repeat the cycle.
And repeat the cycle.
Exactly. That's why I left, because I didn't want my little girl seeing the things that I saw. I just want her to actually see
happiness and love.
Somebody that will treat her the same way.
I'm so glad you called, Jessica. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Beautiful story.
tough too.
Yeah.
Tough. And imagine she heard later that her mom stayed for her, and it broke her heart.
Yeah.
To know that her mom put up with the pain for her. So Patty, I'm interested. You've heard all these calls. I'm looking at your face as some of the calls are coming in. If you are best friends with Brianna, what would you say to her?
When she said, "What did I do wrong?" I think that's a valid. I think that's a good question. I mean, it's not. How do I say it without sounding like really wrong? I think she should rephrase it. What can I do better for myself? Does that make sense?
It does.
Like, what can I do in this situation? Because this already happened. She can't go back and change what this jerk did to her.
Yeah.
However, she could learn from this situation. And how can I become a better mom? How can I be a better woman? How can I be a better human after this?
And maybe by asking those questions, she starts to answer with, is it with this man or not with this man?
Exactly. And I think that's what she needs to do.
Is it turning to my kids and saying, I'm going to be better for you in this situation or not in this situation? I think that's what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she needs to say,
that's a productive way to do it.
How can I be
better for me?
Because I think I think all of us, we get complacent and we just go with the motion. I think we need these situations in life. It really hurts, and like I want to cry because it hurts, what she's going through. But I think as we need these situations to become better humans, we need like something this tragic to change us completely and maybe lead us into a direction where we're just better and we give more as human beings.
It's the only, to think like that is hard in the moment, but it's true. It's the only way to justify any of this, right? And have some sort of peace of mind to be able to go to sleep eventually, is to say, okay, it happened. What am I to take from it? What am I to turn around and be better with from it? It's very good advice, actually. Very good advice.
And I think, if she thinks this way, I know right now it's really hard for her, and it's going to be really hard for her for a very long time. But if she wakes up and realizes, like, wait a minute, I have to take responsibility for myself. I can't play the victim. It already happened. It's not going to change anything. I have to think about myself first, and then I have to think about my children.
Very, very well said. It kicks you in the gut. Yeah. It kicks you in the gut to hear her say, wait, what did I do wrong, to place blame on herself? And that got a lot of people to call in. Danielle, good morning in LA. So your heart breaks for her. A lot of people are saying the same thing.
Yeah, it's I was in her position 1 year ago, and my advice to her is she's stronger than this. She's going to get through it. Don't stay for the kids. I tried, and I ultimately have moved on, and me and their father have a great relationship. I mean, don't get me wrong, it has its ups and its downs, but, I did the same thing. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? And, I was married for 17 years. So, and the
kids, do you think, even though I know you went through difficulty initially, do you think the kids are better off with your decision?
My kids tell me every day that I'm a better mommy now.
See,
my kids are older. They're 13 and 14.
Yeah. A lot of moms who have been in this situation are telling her that as well. So we'll see. She should be with somebody that she's close to right now, that she loves, that she can just have and hold and hug.
Exactly. And, you just know that she just needs to know she is stronger than all this. Yes, you're going to hit rock bottom. I did, but I am happier than I've ever been. And I know I'm true to myself, and I'm true to my kids, and it's going to make you a better mom. So I wish her nothing but the best of luck.
Thanks for calling, Danielle. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's calls like that I hope she hears.
Yeah.
It's time for Ryan's Roses. As a public service, if something's going down in your relationship, you want us to try and help out, let us know about it via email. All right, let's get to Ryan's Roses. It's time. All right, let's shift gears right now.
Shifting.
Clutch stick. Amy, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I've been better.
All right. Well, let me bring, I'm just going to set the table here. Dear Ryan and Sissany, we were driving out to our daughter's gymnastics competition, Costa Mesa, last weekend. My husband got a text from his friend Simon. He doesn't have previews turned on, So I don't know what it said, and I didn't think anything of it. Later in the day, what happened later in the day then, after this?
Well, okay, so we're on the drive back, and he gets another text from Simon, but this time it says Simon and Simon's last name. So I guess there's 2 Simon contacts in his phone, you know? So then I think right away, like, is he hiding somebody's number in there under the name Simon? So I don't notice it, but like, am I being paranoid? You know? So I asked him about it, and he says that he thinks his phone merged with iCloud or something. Which, okay, fine, but like, he was just saying it in a weird way. It was just, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to believe it, but it just, something about it just didn't seem.
Wait, can I ask, because you think that Simon's not Simon?
No, I think maybe he put in Simon as a contact under somebody else's name.
You mean another woman?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe it's Samantha, but he put Simon?
Yeah.
Right, or something. Yeah, like Simon's his friend. So
Tubbs, isn't that something you used to do? No? Somebody here did that. Didn't Tubbs do that, Tanya?
No.
Well, we talked. Oh, no, you talked about how you put guys in cities.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I knew it was something like that. It was code, right? You're like, Miami.
Yeah.
Ralph.
Or like the bar I met him at.
Right. All right, Amy, hold on. We're going to try and get to the bottom of this next, okay?
Okay, well, okay.
Well, tell me, what?
What?
No, I mean, so I thought I was just being a weirdo. So I checked his text, and then he deleted the text, which is why I'm freaking out.
Oh, I see. So, got it. So the Simon came in, you questioned that, then you went and they were all disappeared. Why did he delete the text?
But why are you...
He deleted the first text. The whole thread is gone that says just Simon. So I'm like, what the hell?
But why are you going to this? Like, how's your marriage? Are you guys rocky to begin with? That you thinking that all of a sudden he's cheating?
Well, this is just making me doubt a lot of other weird conversations where I think I'm being crazy. You know, I don't know.
Well,
I just have
Amy,
a really bad
I don't think you're being
feeling.
crazy. That's why we're here. Let us try and smoke this out. Hang on one second. We'll come back with the call. We are calling Amy's husband right now for Ryan's Roses. She thinks he has a code name Simon in his contacts, and it's another woman because some texts kept coming in. And then she actually went to go read the text, and the texts were gone, erased. And then she's also saying, but am I overthinking all this? Which, I don't know. But Disney, you asked the really, I think, right question. Are you feeling something is missing in your marriage causing you to feel these things, Amy? And Amy, I mean, that's a real question.
And that's where she was like, yeah, it's starting to bring up all these weird conversations we've had in the past where she feels like she's crazy.
How many years have you been married, Amy?
10 years.
Oh, wow.
It's a run. That's a run. All right, I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever his name is on Kiss FM.
Yeah. Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
We are going to call him now. Sissany is going to offer him some roses. We're going to try and find out who he sends them to, what name he puts on the card, and what sentiment, what note as well. Stay very quiet, Amy, until we tell him he's on the air, okay? Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, this is Robert.
Hi, Robert. My name is Melissa. I'm calling from the Flower Barn. We're a brand new flower shop on Nordhoff. How are you doing this morning?
I'm well, and you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So, we're actually right, you know where the Vons is? In that shopping center, we have like a tiny little new shop there.
What part of town are you in?
The Vons on Nordhoff in Northridge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I'm calling is because we're new to the area and we're actually giving a chance for local residents to send a free dozen roses to anybody that they'd like. This morning you've been selected, so you can send them to anybody. We just need the name of the person and a note, and they'll get them by lunchtime. They're absolutely free. I don't need anything from you, credit card info, cash, anything like that. Just, we hope you refer us to friends and family.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, great. So how does this work? Like, do I just we just do this over the phone?
Yeah, so super simple. We can start with the name of the person you want to send the roses to. It's a dozen red roses.
Oh, okay. Sure. So you can send them to Sarah.
Sarah?
Uh-huh.
Is that with an H or no H?
No H.
No H. Okay, good.
Just SARA.
And what would you like to put on the note?
Next round is on me.
Next round is on me.
Oh my God, who's Sarah?
Robert, your voice is being broadcast on the radio. I need you to know that. We have your wife, obviously Amy, on the line. Robert.
Oh my God.
Is Sarah also Simon?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Robert, who is she?
Sarah's Michael's sister. That's who Sarah is.
Who's Michael?
Michael.
Robert.
Michael, my buddy Michael.
What? Are you sleeping with her? Robert, are you sleeping with her? Oh my God.
It's not that
be
simple.
honest with me.
Amy, it's not
Wait.
simple.
What do you mean it's not that simple? Yes or no?
It's
yes. The answer.
complicated.
Well, fine, but the answer is yes then, right? Now, why is it complicated, Robert? Why? Tell your wife what's so complicated about this that has you sleeping with her.
We haven't. There are things we haven't done. There are just some things.
Oh my God.
Shut up.
Are we in 12th grade? Robert, what do you mean things we haven't done?
Robert, do you love her? Have you done this before?
Amy, this is stupid. I can't believe you did this.
It's not stupid. It's
You
not
made a
stupid.
mess.
What's stupid is that I've been believing you all this time.
This is crazy, Amy.
This is not on Amy.
Well, look, for her to get all you in on this, that is on
Robert,
her.
we're not in on this. It's the first we've heard of it, just so you know.
Yeah.
We didn't know about this before.
You
And
created
Robert, Let
this.
me ask you a question. How long has it been going on with you and Sarah?
I don't really even think that that's any of your business. It's between me and my wife.
Hey, you're right. It's none of mine, but Amy would like to know.
You could at least answer the question.
We've been talking. Oh man, we've been talking since last December.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And how long have you been intimate with her?
February.
Oh my gosh.
And Robert, what were you thinking the plan here was? You're just going to keep doing this?
I don't have to explain myself to you continuously. This is insane. You just wrote me into something.
All right,
else,
then Robert,
okay?
goodbye. Then don't explain it to me. I'll put you on hold.
Amy, I'm so sorry.
Amy?
Yeah.
I have him on hold. We can patch you guys together off the air if you want to speak to him.
Well, I really don't.
So, do you know, you don't know who Sarah is?
I have no idea.
I mean, he's living two lives for almost a year.
God, so many other things make sense now.
Now it all
so
adds
many
up.
times. I felt so crazy.
Well, you're not crazy.
I'm so glad I at least know.
Well, Amy, hang on one second. We're going to get you off the air here.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on one second. So, he's been having an affair with Sarah. His buddy's sister? Is that what he said?
I blacked out in some of that conversation because I couldn't believe it.
There's nothing, I mean, what was fascinating to me was him trying to point the blame at Amy. How could you? I can't believe you did this. How could you do this? Ryan's Roses. I don't need to go back and rehash the whole thing, but they're married, and he sent the flowers to another woman. On the card, her name was Sarah. On the card, he said, Sarah, next round is on me. His wife, Amy, said, I knew it. I'm not crazy. I saw the signs. You've been cheating on me. He said, yes, since February. That's what happened. Then he tries to turn the tables on her to say, what is this all about? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me through this? Why are you blasting me on the air?
Oh, that made me so mad.
I mean, they're just, and what was his plan? To just keep trying to carry this out as long as he could?
I don't know.
What do you do now if you're Amy?
You leave him.
Yeah, there's no, well, some people will give their significant other a second chance.
Mm-hmm. Not when it's gone on for almost a year.
He's not in love with her.
No.
He's not committed to her, but he's not willing to try. Like, I mean, we have had situations where there's been cheating discovered, and he, who was caught, says, please give me a second chance.
Right.
Didn't hear any of that or remorse from him.
No. He was mad at her for bringing it up. Wow, how could you call me out?
The other thing that I worry about. I'm just putting I'm Amy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting myself in Amy's shoes.
Naturally.
Is that your sarcasm?
No. I did.
I'm putting myself in the person's shoes who is cheated on. And then you hear your significant other act like that about your relationship and the other person that they're with. I now don't know if I'd ever be able to get into a relationship and trust again. I hate to say it, but I think I know how I carry things.
Yeah.
I would carry the scar and it would probably be terrible in the next committed relationship because I don't know that I get down to that trust. And
It would take a long time.
Right, but that's the thing. When you got a situation like that, not only is it the explosive cheat, it's the scar you carry for the rest of your life. Can you get back to that place of trust?
Yeah. Well, not only that, she's the mother. She's got a daughter, and like that, she has to be there for her and keep a brave face and look like it's not really affecting her. That's the other angle too. It's like it's so insane.
Do you hold scars?
Oh, 1,000%.
Me too.
Grudges,
Tanya, you hold
all of
scars
it.
too.
Oh, so I say that I jump with a parachute now. When I fall, I have a parachute. When I first fell,
You had no parachute.
I had no parachute. I was just going free. Now,
Well, can we borrow it when you're not using
Yeah.
it? The parachute?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Can we go tandem, all of us?
Yeah.
It's time for Ryan's Roses. Dear Ryan and Sissany, I've been somewhat suspicious of my wife lately. She seems to have some sort of weird connection with a neighbor, but a very close neighborhood, and everyone gets along, but they have a buddy-buddy relationship. I hadn't made a big deal about them, but we had our 4th of July block party the other day. I ended up getting pretty drunk and just going home early. My wife stayed, and the next day was strange and has been since. My fear is that they hooked up or got too friendly, and now everyone knows or thinks something. What a bad feeling to have. So this is from Chris. Let me grab Chris in Culver City. Chris, thanks for coming on with us.
Sure.
So you went away and you think something happened between them.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you sense her behavior to be strange, to be weird, like she's hiding something?
I'm getting a kind of an overall vibe from everybody, not just her, but like even our neighbors and friends. Everybody feels like there's something they're not saying.
Now, is that just paranoia, or do you think that's real?
I mean, I think it's real. It feels real. It definitely feels like there's a change in the air. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a terrible feeling, I'm sure. How long have you been married?
A couple years.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me put you on hold. We're going to make a call to your wife and see what we can find out, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Hang on one second. We're going to call Chris's wife. Mm-hmm. And what are we going to do?
I think that we should, because it's kind of, I don't know that she would want to send roses to her husband or another male. I know that you would love to receive flowers, Ryan, but...
I almost said it, but thank you for saying it.
I know. So
It's on the
what
tip
if
of my
we
tongue.
say we have flowers that are supposed to be sent to her, but we just want to confirm the address?
Okay, for the record, I would accept roses, but if you're thinking of sending me
You
something...
want white orchids.
Yes, white
I know.
orchids.
I know.
All right.
I got you.
What?
Really?
Yeah. Are you going to send me white orchids?
Do you love that I knew that?
Yes.
I wouldn't peg you for a white orchid kind of guy.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
Sissany, I've told you guys 100 times. Sissany remembered it.
Yeah.
At least she's thoughtful enough to remember what kind of flowers I want if you're going to send me flowers. She might be sending me flowers because she actually wrote it down.
I didn't even write it down. It's all
knows
here.
it.
I know what I'm getting you.
Tubbs, what kind of flowers do you want? Have you seen a white orchid? Do you know what a white orchid is?
Oh, carnations look kind of cool.
Oh, Tom.
That's my favorite moment. Wait, Google white orchid and tell me what you think.
Okay, let's see.
So, meanwhile, while he does that, what are you getting me? And what's it for?
Whatever, just for funsies. I'm not going to tell you.
Well,
But
what
it's
category is it in?
It's something that you've mentioned that you want. It's just little. But I
hoodie?
put it right here. Nope.
Okay. Well, it's not a white orchid.
Is it edible?
It's not edible.
Oh.
But you need it.
All right. What are we going to offer Chris's wife?
I'm going to say that we have some flowers, but like I need to confirm her address and just
For delivery. Tubbs, what do you think?
No, they look good. I've seen those.
I've seen those.
All right, now Google Orange Orchard. Tell me if you've seen that before. All right, we're gonna get to this call now. Have you seen oranges? Yeah. All right. Let's get to Chris now. Shifting gears, okay? Chris, we're gonna call your wife now. Sissy's gonna take care of it, but we need you to stay very quiet until we tell her you're on the air, okay?
Okay, sure.
And I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then her name on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
Okay, great. Sissany, here we go. Good luck, Chris.
Hello.
Hi, is this Katie?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Katie. My name is Yolanda. I'm calling from the Blooming Florist. How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So we're actually new to the area. We're a flower shop here in Culver City, right on Washington near Center Street. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, we're brand new, and this is actually kind of embarrassing. So our systems went down last night, and we lost a lot of records for our deliveries today. And I have some roses that are being sent to you. All I have is your name and number, but I don't have a confirmation for the delivery address. Would you want those sent to your home or your work?
Who are they from?
You know, they're actually from a secret admirer. They said they didn't actually put a name on the note. They said that you would know who they're from.
Okay, there's no name on the note, but did they, whenever they purchased them, did they leave a name with you?
They didn't. And if they did, I don't have that anymore. There was a weird glitch last night with our system. So I just have your number, and I know that we have to get these flowers to you today.
Okay.
Is there a problem?
No, but do you have any contact info for who sent them?
Let me see if I'm scrolling
do you have
here.
A number or something of who would have sent them to me?
I mean, I have no idea. I know that it was let me see let me check. I don't have any other info here. Sorry about that. Could they be from your husband, or do you have a boyfriend, or obviously someone that's interested in you?
Yeah, I do have a husband. It's surprising just because it's not our anniversary or anything like that.
Oh, but I mean, they're probably from him then, right? Listen, I just need to confirm it. Just to deliver them to your home, or do you have an office?
Okay, look, I just have to tell you, if they're not from my husband, I can't accept the delivery.
Okay.
Katie, it's Ryan Seacrest. Your voice is being broadcast on the radio. We have your husband on the line. And Katie, we're calling you because we think you know who those flowers might be coming from. Do you?
I might. They might be from my husband, or there might be one other possibility.
And Chris, what is the neighbor's name?
His name's Nick.
You think they're from Nick, Katie?
This is just something I'd rather not talk about on the radio, to be honest.
I understand. So we're on the air now, and Chris is here, and he has asked us to call you because he's concerned. He thinks that something happened with you and your neighbor when he went to sleep on the 4th of July at the block party. Can you confirm or deny?
I just don't really want to get into a lot of personal details, but yeah, I got really drunk at the party, so did Nick, and we probably got honestly a little bit too flirty, but...
So what happened?
Nothing.
Well, the neighbors are indicating otherwise.
Yeah, all the neighbors are talking.
Nothing, really, really bad happened. I might have sat on his lap, but I was just really drunk.
But do you remember? You might have, but you don't remember.
Don't you find that a little inappropriate, being married?
Yeah, I do. And it's not something that should have happened, but it didn't go any further than that.
Are you sure? Are you positive?
Chris, do you believe your wife?
I don't even know what to believe right now. I can't believe she didn't come to me and tell me this. I mean, in front of everybody, you sat on this guy's lap, in front of all of my friends, all of our neighbors. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I really do feel really bad about it. It shouldn't have happened, obviously, but it did not go any further than that. It was, it was inappropriate, and I was being way too flirty. But I didn't want to tell you about it because, I mean, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it was in front of people. Like, we weren't alone. Like, nothing else happened. And I just kind of want to, I'm not really going to talk to Nick anymore. Like, it's not something you have to worry about. I just didn't really want it to come up.
Look, we'll let you guys take it from here. But Chris, I think your hunch is right. Don't know how far it went. Katie, I think I would be curious if I were your husband, and you guys should just have an honest conversation. Wish you best of luck. I mean, I think Chris was reading the signs right, and maybe she doesn't remember, but
sounds like more happened than just the lap sitting.
And also, I felt like she knew that the flowers were coming from Nick, the neighbor.
Totally.